Hello, welcome to Martinmade. My name is Stephanie, and today I'm doing my 23 to 26 week pregnancy update. Now, in this video, you might hear a little bit of background noise. I have my son Silas, he's napping, and there's music going on. And then my husband's down in the basement, and he is working away. So you might end up hearing some noise here and there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and film this anyways and get you guys up to date. So I've been trying to keep with a 2-week schedule, and just so much has happened in the past 4 weeks that honestly I've had to skip that 1 week that I was going to update and just skip right to a 4-week update. So I went ahead and decided to do that just because it relieved a little bit of pressure that I felt like I was under trying to get all kinds of other things done. So I'm gonna start in on the different weeks. I'll just say the week that I'm gonna review over what happened that week, and then at the end I'll talk about my cravings and a few little things here and there, and then show you the bump. So week 23, a lot happened in week 23. I actually ended up having a seizure. If you have seen any of my videos before, you know that I have epilepsy, and I struggle with that here and there. I am on anti-seizure medicine, but with pregnancy, it is something that can happen to people. You can end up having seizures. When you're pregnant, your blood volume increases throughout the pregnancy, and by the end of the pregnancy, you have a lot more blood in your body than you did before. And so because of that, my anti-seizure medicine travels through the blood, that they check it and that the levels are adjusted and whatnot. So because it goes through the blood, my blood volume increases, and therefore my medicine gets diluted. And because of this, I had one when I was pregnant with my son. I was about 27 weeks along when I had one, and we went to the ER and they told us all of this, and they said that it's just something that happens. But she said that all that has to be done is your level of medicine needs to be increased so that it can compensate for the dilution of the medicine. So basically all that had to happen was my medicine needed to be increased. But this time around, we had met with my doctor well ahead of time. We went in January and met with him to talk to him about this because I knew it had happened with Silas, so I wanted to make sure it didn't happen with this one. So we met with him, and he decided not to increase my medicine yet. And my numbers were dropping, but he decided not to increase it. So it came down to my week 23, and I guess I just had a lot more blood in my body, enough to cause the seizure. So we went to him, or that week we weren't able to get in to see my neurologist because with most specialists it's hard to get in to see them. So we were going to be able to get in 2 weeks later, but we went in to see my family doctor, and he upped the medicine right then and there, and we were able to increase the dose, and that has helped a lot. I met with my neurologist 2 weeks later, and I'll tell you about that in a few minutes, but we got my levels upped just for the time being till I could see my neurologist. And so that's what happened in week 23. I also was able to get some baby clothes pulled out and washed and hung up, and that just made me feel a lot more like, okay, this is coming, it's gonna happen, and we're much further along. I'm starting to really feel confident with this pregnancy, and I feel so much better, especially after the 20-week scan. I just feel like, okay, we're moving. And so I was able to do that. With the Seizure, they did have to check and make sure everything was okay with the baby. The heart rate was good, everything looked good with the baby, and so there were no issues in relation with the seizure to hurting the baby. And so all is good there. Week 24, I started to feel a lot more kicks, like a lot more activity from the baby. She has just been moving like crazy. And so since then, it seems like anytime I eat or anytime my husband even just puts his hand on my belly, she just goes crazy. And so she's been moving a lot, which is wonderful for my comfort. And so that pretty much in week 24 was about all that happened. So in week 25, I finally got to see my neurologist and he adjusted my meds. He also gave me a prescription for vitamin K, which the anti-seizure medicine that I take is actually a blood thinner. And so because it thins the blood, they want to just make sure that at the end of the pregnancy, when I'm gonna give birth, that I'm not bleeding out everywhere. And so that's a big concern, and which probably explains why with my son, I lost a lot of blood. And they were quite concerned about that. But that will hopefully be okay. It'll be adjusted with the vitamin K prescription, and so that was all taken care of in week 25. Then in week 26, I've started to feel a lot more tired, and I kind of think that's the last part of the pregnancy just coming on, that final trimester, that you kind of start slowing down a little bit more. But I've been trying to keep going, keep active. The weather has been beautiful, so it's been easy to get out and go for walks. So Silas and I have been getting out a little bit more to just go outside or just go for a walk. The other day we went for a really, really long walk, so it was really nice, and the weather just made me feel energized too. So I think that has helped a lot. But anyway, those are all the updates for week 23 to 26. And then as far as cravings go, I've honestly not had any different cravings. I have still been wanting orange juice. There for a couple of days, I was really, really wanting like pop, like Pepsi. And I had a little bit of that on those days, but that's really been the only thing apart from orange juice that I've really craved. So I've had a lot of people as of late ask me if Silas is ready for a baby, or if he even understands what it means to have a baby or a sister in the house. And until about 2 weeks ago, I would have said no. He doesn't understand, I don't think. He talks about it like I'm gonna get a baby sister and stuff like that, but I don't think he actually understands. So, in a few months now, Silas has been watching through a couple of shows that he really likes. One's called Little Bear and the other is called Franklin. And he really has enjoyed a movie called Franklin and the Night, or in the Green Knight or something like that. In that, Franklin is getting a baby in the spring. He's going to have a baby sister in the spring. And there's one song on there that they sing. And when I was talking to Silas a couple weeks ago, we were talking about his baby sister and everything. And he was like, I'm going to get a baby sister. And then he started singing that song from Franklin. And so I kind of think he's starting to understand a little bit more, like kind of compare it to that. That's the only thing he understands about. But it's just been really neat to see him getting excited. He might not be as excited once the baby gets here, but he is excited as of right now. So I'm going to show you my baby bump and show you what I look like at, it's actually 27 weeks, the very beginning of 27 weeks, so it's right at the very end of my 26th week. And there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And for those of you who are new to this channel, you can hit that red subscribe button down below. And then for those who would like to comment down below, I love to hear from you. I love reading all the comments that do pop up. I enjoy that so much. So thank you so much for your encouragement through this time, as well as your support. And I thank you so much for all that you've done. I hope you have a great day. Bye, friends.